We'll come to seated and begin by focusing on the deeper meaning of our yoga practice, of our physical yoga practice. So once we're there, we'll start to move a little bit in the spine and the shoulders. You might take some gentle cat-cow-like motions, which is in this position considered camel. So just flexing the spine and stretching, extending, just to loosen things up. And then at some point you might start to just kind of rock a little side to side, whatever feels good, whatever motion you'd like to take. Just kind of bring some circulation to the shoulders and the spine, maybe the hands. And then we'll start to settle the shoulders up, back, and down when you're ready. See if there's any other motion you'd like to take. And then when you're ready, we're going to start to simply focus on the breath without changing it quite yet. Try to line the spine up with the sitting bones, so you have sitting bones planted, and then rather than leaning forward, let the spine lift up nice and tall with the crown of the head extending upwards, the eyes level to the floor. Once you're focusing on the breath, relax the face. And then begin to take deep breaths. Connect to the diaphragm. Let the belly expand out when you breathe in so the diaphragm can drop. Breathe all the way up to the chest. And on the exhale, release from the chest all the way back down to the belly, which will pull in, and the diaphragm will lift up and help the lungs empty. Take a few deep breaths like this. Really feel the body and feel every part of the body becoming nourished with this breath so that it takes in what it needs and it releases what it doesn't need. For the next few deep breaths, bring your attention to the base of the spine so that when you inhale, you take your awareness up the spine. You can take it all the way to the crown of the head. And when you exhale, release from the crown of the head all the way down to the base of the spine again. Just kind of waking up the energy centers, encouraging circulation of prana throughout. And then we'll shift into remembering our divine nature and kind of calling upon it by chanting. So we'll bring the palms together. I bow to the presence of the divine within, our true and highest teacher, that lives in and around us as being, consciousness, and bliss. It is ever present and radiates peace, lighting the way to transformation. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Namah Shivaya Gurave Satchidananda Murtaye Nishprapanchaya Shantaya Niralambaya Tejase. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, let's start to move. We're going to come right over to table posture, and we're going to go into various positions, various movements as part of warming up the body. So you can start in cat-cow. At any point, you can go to child's posture, and then at any point, you can go to downward facing dog. So we're going to interchange between those three specific motions and postures, and you can most definitely choose to hold one area longer than others. As you're moving through these different postures, see if you can get a little motion at some point in the ankles, a little motion in the wrists. Another few breaths. So once you come to table posture next, we're going to explore a very short pigeon. So we'll take the right leg back for a moment from table, and actually let's keep it up for a moment. So we're going to really let the hip wake up and be active. And in part of that, what we'll do, keeping the palms down, fingers spread wide, is we'll take this right knee and bend it out to the side and maybe touch the right elbow, and then we'll take that right leg back. So we'll do this 4 more times. So just drawing that knee, kind of opening the hip out to the side, and then extending back. Once you've taken the 5 total, you're going to hold for 3 more breaths, extending the leg out. Or if you want, you can keep it holding towards the elbow if you want to work with the obliques. And then a couple more breaths. Okay, so let's start with our first pigeon of the practice. Right knee forward, left leg slides back. See if that heel needs to be closer to the right hip, and then we'll go ahead and release. And I think we'll be here for just a minute to start. Releasing in. So we'll be adding 30 seconds, so still breathing deeply, and see if you can just soften the body while you're here, and also soften the mind. Okay, we'll come out of this. We'll have plenty of more time with the hips. So we're going to come back into table. Find a resting position for a few breaths. Maybe that's child's posture. Maybe that's downward facing dog or heart chakra posture. And then we'll come back to table, and we're going to extend that left leg behind. If the wrists are getting tired, you can come to fist, right to the knuckles. And so just kind of adjust. Forearms are also possible. Makes it a little harder based on what we're doing. So we've got that left leg lifted behind. We're starting with a few breaths here. And then 5 times, left knee bends, comes over to the left, maybe touches left forearm or elbow, and then we extend back and repeat 4 more times. Draw the knee in on the exhale. After the 5th, we're holding for about 3 breaths, extending the leg back, or drawing it in. And we'll take that left knee forward, find our pigeon. And then eventually releasing in. Again, we're focusing on softening the physical body, softening the mind. Deep breaths are even, moderating them very intentionally. One more breath. And then we'll come out of this side. From here, we're resting for a few breaths in whatever posture feels right. And then we'll meet back in table posture once again. So we woke up the legs. If you pay attention to the body from here, pay attention to the legs, the hips, pay attention to the shoulders, the arms. You might feel more energy in the hips. So we need some more energy in the arms since we are working on shoulders today. So what we're going to do is we're going to alternate between potentially supported push-ups or not, and side planks. So you could take this at your own pace, of course. So see where you want to start. If you want to just take a more traditional from plank, you'll roll over the toes and lift the knees, let the hips kind of be lower. Otherwise, we have knees down, but they are behind so that elbows and wrists line up. So we're going to take one, we have options. We can go all the way down to the bottom of a push-up and then come all the way up, or we can go all the way down. And then let's just do that together. Find your back bend. Could be Sphinx, Cobra, or upward facing dog. And then from there, find your way up. So you don't have to push up from a push up there. It's not as difficult. Then we'll go into a side plank. So we can support that side plank with the left knee down, right foot back if we'd like. Take the right arm up. Otherwise, we're on the outer edges of the left sides of the feet. And then we'll come down and then switch over to the other side. And then we'll come down. Now before we go forward and continue, let's sit on the heels. Take the hands forward and move the hands in circles. So at any time if you feel like you're building tension in the wrists through these motions, you can just pause, take a moment to give some circulation to the wrists. We're going to turn the palms to face up. Forward, palms forward, fingers up, and then create fists and turn the fists down. Take a deep breath in. Make sure that the arms are straight when we're doing this, and then we'll relax, and then let's go. We'll just see if we can just go for a little bit. It's not going to be too intense. So again, find the top of your push-up, knees back, maybe on the mat or lifted. Then we'll lower and maybe find your back bend first. And then come to your side plank. So again, take knee down or not, depending on your needs. And then we just switch to the other side and then continue from the center. You can definitely alternate and change how you're going to approach each push-up. At any point, let yourself pause and really feel whichever posture you're in. Just take a couple more sets. And then once you've taken that final set, you can rest in child's posture. So we've already done some core work, some work with the hips and glutes, some work with the arms. Let's take 5 deep breaths. And we're going to meet in table into downward facing dog, and from there we'll be stepping the feet forward into a forward fold. Let's pause, so we'll take the feet apart to the edges of the mat. Let the arms hang loose or hold opposite elbows with the hands. Let the head be loose. Maybe a bend in the knees. Let's take a nice deep breath in through the nostrils, and on the exhalation, softening the body, relaxing and releasing tension. And then we're going to find a little bit of a twist from here. So what we'll do is bend the knees softly, release the arms from each other if they were holding each other. Bring both elbows to the thighs. So we have both, so it's kind of like a squat, but then we're going to straighten the right leg. We have left elbow on top of the left thigh, and then we'll pick up the right arm and twist, opening to the right. Notice where you feel the stretch, especially as you have that pressure on that leg. Keep the arm risen, but take the head and look down, and then look back up. Now just neutralize the head for a moment. And we'll release, bring that right elbow to the bent right knee now, or right thigh. And then we'll start to straighten the left leg and pick the left arm up towards the sky. Deep, even breath. Look downward, back upward. Neutralize the head. And we'll release. Bring both elbows over to the thighs. So we're going to do that again, but if you feel like you have more space, you're going to take the left hand down and just about in front of the left foot. Otherwise, keep left elbow to the left thigh, and then start to straighten the right leg and lift the right arm again. And we're going to switch sides. So you can either bring elbows back to thighs, or you can just bring right hand to right in front of right foot. Straighten the left leg either way, and then pick the left arm up. And release the left hand. We'll bend the knees, let the arms and head, arms and head dangle loose, and then start to unroll the spine. Take your time. Soft bend in the knees to help. Once we bring the head up, we're going to find angle posture. So roll the shoulders first. And then we'll take the left arm up towards the sky. Let the right hand come down the leg as you take left arm up and over to the right. Feel like you're stretching more than just out of the left, like shoulder blade area, more like out of the waist, out of the left hip, and then feel like you're coming all the way out of the left ankle, left heel. Inhale, come up to the center. That right arm lifts, left arm comes down. Exhale, come over to the left. And again, feel like you're stretching. You could start from the higher point and then feel like you're coming all the way out of the right heel. And we'll inhale, come up to center and just release the right arm down. Take both hands behind, interlace the fingers, straighten the arms, squeeze the shoulders back, open the chest, look upwards. On the exhale, we'll fold for 4 to 5 deep breaths. Softening the trunk on the exhale. And then we'll inhale, rising up. And we'll step the feet closer together, hips distance apart, bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center, shoulders back and down. Let's take a few chin tucks while we're here, chin forward and chin in. Do a few of these, keeping the eyes level to the floor. And then draw the chin in slightly, not all the way, but definitely more in the more forward posture. So let's take some standing postures by first stepping out to the side so that we're facing long side of the mat, and then we'll take the arms and open them up. And then we'll start with a warrior bee on the right side. So turn the right toes to face the short side of the mat. I'm just going to straighten up my mat. And then we'll bend into the right knee. Look past the right fingertips. Shoulders back and down. So feel some lightness in the shoulders, some air around the neck. You know, while we're here, we can really feel the extension of the fingers, like separate the hands from each other and feel some energy moving through the hands, but then soften the hands. And you might just do that a few times. So really teaching ourselves to have that activity, but then to soften. We'll sink into the right knee for a couple more breaths. The spine is nice and tall rather than leaning forward. And then we're going to just switch sides. So we'll straighten the right leg, pivot the feet so that we can have left toes facing short side, and then lunge into the left knee. Again, trunk stays upright. And then feel the breath moving through the body. Feel prana extending and moving, flowing through as you also engage the hands and then relax and soften them. One more breath. And we'll straighten the left leg, release the arms down for a moment. Take the hands to the hips then and find a little bit of a back bend. Press the hips forward, the trunk back. Exhale, fold over the legs. Any variation of a wide leg forward fold you would like. You can grasp big toes with peace fingers or hold opposite elbows with the hands. Hands to floor, whatever feels right. Take 4 deep breaths. Might need an ankle stretch. You can turn the toes inward if you'd like to get that stretch in. And we'll inhale. We're just going to come up halfway. So we have hands to the mat, and then we'll walk over to the right leg where we're going to find a low lunge. So hands around the right foot, back toes are on the mat, the left knee is off the mat. But if you feel like you'd like to bring left knee down, you definitely can. You can also interchange by lifting left knee and lowering and see how that changes the experience. Let's take 5 deep breaths. Keep the spine long rather than rounding. Okay, so we're going to switch sides. We're going to walk over to the left foot. Go right into that low lunge. Same idea. One more breath. We're going to walk back to the center between the legs and find another wide leg forward fold. And inhale, come up halfway, lengthen the spine. Bring the hands to the hips this time. Maybe a little micro bend in the knees as you rise up with a straight back. And then we're going to shift to come into, actually, let's go back. I was going to go into warrior A, but I don't want to do that. I want to go into extended side angle. So facing long side of the mat. Let the right toes shift. Come back into your warrior B. Bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. And then we'll start to shift to face forward from here. So left toes are going to pivot a little bit. And then we'll take left elbow outside of the right knee or thigh as you press and turn to the right. Now, if we need more room, we can lift the back heel. So if you feel like it's a little too much, back heel lifts, toes face forward. Otherwise, foot's on an angle, heel is planted. And then we're pushing into that right leg and then looking past right elbow, letting the fingertips shift to face like the throat or the chest. So kind of rotating the shoulders inwardly with some of that resistance, helping some tension release from the left shoulder and shoulder blade area. And we'll inhale, rise up, open the arms. And then we can we'll bring palms together, start to shift to lunge into left knee, let the back heel press down or lift, whatever feels right. Then we'll twist right elbow to left thigh or knee. Set up the feet so you can balance. And then when you're ready, you start to just shift the fingertips inwardly, face the throat or the heart center so we can rotate shoulders inward and feel more of a stretch and tension release. So we're in revolving side angle posture. One more breath. And we'll inhale, rise back up. We'll open the arms. And then let's find extended triangle posture from here. So turn the right toes to face short side of the mat, long toes, or toes, I don't have words today. Toes face on the left foot, long side of the mat. Reach out with the right arm. Lower it down to the right leg. Keep the legs straight. Lift that left arm up towards the sky. So we're just trying to get the trunk closer to the right foot, but only with making sure that we keep some length in the spine. We aren't bending it. We're just tilting to the right. Now let's give a few waves with this left arm so we can extend it up and over the left ear and then bring it over to the thigh. So kind of just like a back and forth pendulum motion. And then we'll look down at the right foot as we continue the motion with the left arm. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale and rise up, arms out to the sides. We pivot, so left toes face short side of the mat. Reach out with the left arm, lower it down to the left leg, right arm up towards the sky. And then when you're ready, some motion with that right arm, extending it up and over the right ear, and then back to the thigh. We'll look down at the left foot as you continue the motion. And then when you're ready, engage the core and rise back up. Okay, so from here, we've got arms out, legs out. We'll take the hands behind like we did earlier, but with a closer stance. Stretch the chest forward, extend the arms back, fingers interlaced, and then exhale. Fold over the legs. A few deep breaths here. Release the hands and grasp the big toes with the peace fingers. Come up halfway, lift the heart. Exhale, let the heart go. And inhale, come up halfway, lengthen, bring hands to hips, soft bend in the knees, rise up with the straight back. And then we'll step the feet together. So we're going to go into tree posture before we take some seated postures. So if you have too much cushion on the mat and, carpet that's underneath, if you have carpet, then step off of it so you can have less air between the feet and the floor. So we're going to have hands to hips to start, feet hips distance apart. Draw the chin in slightly. Feel the feet, the different sections of the feet. Notice the toes. And then notice the ball of the feet, the arch, the heels, the outlines of the feet. And then see that there's like a rectangle kind of thing between the inner ball of the foot and the inner heel of the foot. And then we want to kind of just keep our mind there. You can do that with both feet. And since it is, we're approaching spring, and soon we're going to see little buds on the leaves. The sap has been rising up towards the, we're going to see buds on the branches. Sap has been rising up towards the branches. We're going to just envision for a moment the roots that have grown over the winter. They've extended further into the earth, and feel the nerve endings of your feet symbolizing those roots. See them going down into the ground. So as those roots are digging down, we also have that lifeblood, that prana lifting upwards. So start to envision that in the trees and in the body. And then we'll start to shift over to the left leg. You can bring the palms together. Feel the stability in the left leg. And then when you're ready, with or without support around you, you can bring right foot to left ankle with toes down, or you can extend it a little higher and find the foot somewhere along the leg. Let the eyes be be open and locked on something that isn't moving. Let there be a nice gentle pressure between both the legs. If you feel stable, you might lift the arms. And we'll bring the right foot down. You can roll the feet a little bit. We'll work with the other side. So when you're ready, the weight goes over to the right foot. Feel the stability and the strength in the right side. And then when you're ready, left foot places somewhere along the right leg. Gentle pressure between the legs. Arms can express themselves if you're balanced. And when you're ready, you can come out of it. And take the arms, reach them all the way up. Extend through the spine, and then exhale, bring the palms together, thumbs to the heart center. Take a few more of these, just really extending and opening. Maybe a little bit of a back bend. And then drawing hands in and maybe lowering head, feeling the back of the neck stretch a little bit. A few more. One more big circle. And then when you're ready, we're going to just stand for a moment. Allow the parts of the body, even those parts that are active, allow them to soften. Relax the face. And then we're going to come right to seated. Actually, if you'd like, you can take a squat on your way down for a few breaths, and then come to seated from your squat. Totally up to you. But then we'll eventually be meeting with the soles of the feet together and the knees open to the sides. And then once we're here, we're going to hold the feet. We're going to get nice and tall in the back. And then start to draw the trunk forward by pulling in. And then maybe get our elbows over to the inner parts of the legs. So we can get some of that release in the hips and in the back of the thighs. Go ahead and press the arms and the legs into each other on the inhale. And on the exhale, relax the legs, press them down. Do this a few more times, inhaling and pushing into each other. And exhale, releasing. And when you're ready, you can keep going, or you can release that and then just relax. Let the legs open. You might press them down to help, or you might just let go. You can take the arms forward, or you can tuck the forearms underneath the lower legs to help pull. And then you're going to feel a little bit potential roundness in the back, and that's okay. Take some deep breaths. Two more breaths. Okay, so release the arms if they were bound, and then start to unroll the spine. Once here, we'll cross the legs, cross the ankles. Let's take a few, what we started kind of with like a little bit of a camel motion. So we're going to have hands to the shins. You can do like kind of a half lotus version if you'd like. But we're going to inhale and then take the chest forward, and exhale, hide the chest as you round the shoulders and kind of pull back. So inhaling, sending chest forward. Exhaling, sending chest back. Head comes down. Take a few more. And then coming into neutral spine. We're going to work with the arms for a moment. Let's cross the right arm in front of the chest and pull it in with the left arm. Keep the right arm straight. We can create a little resistance here. Press the arms into each other on the inhale, and then relax that right arm on the exhale. You might do that a couple more times. And then just relaxing the right arm, take a couple deep breaths, soften the face. We're going to take this right arm up overhead, bending it, left fingers to right elbow, pulling it in, feeling the tricep stretch, or fingers behind the back if they can bind each other, and then pulling the arm that way. A few deep breaths. We're going to switch arms, so we'll release and take the left arm across the chest, right arm pulls it in, left arm is straight. Maybe some resistance on the inhalation. So that resistance that we do, that activates the muscle, and in that way we're creating warmth, we're also drawing in more prana to that area. And then as we exhale and we feel the stretch, then the idea is that prana has more space to circulate. So we kind of collect it, we draw it to that space, and then we relax and let it move through the space. we'll take the left arm up overhead, either fingers to left elbow. Maybe we can find a bind. It will be a different sensation if you try to find the bind, because we're, usually dominant in one hand. So the muscles are shorter and tighter. And release. All right, switch the order of the legs just so that whether you have ankles crossed or half lotus, just switch them up so they're even. And then let's take the shoulders, move them in circles. And take the shoulders up, back, and down. Fold the hands into each other. Turn the head left and right a few times. Once the head comes to center, move up and down. And once the head comes to center, lift the right ear up. Left ear up. Head to center, tilts left, right for a moment. Once the head comes back to the center, cross wrists, fingers to the base of the neck, above the clavicle. Put pressure and lift the chin. And we'll bring the head to center. We're going to come down to the back. We're going to find reclining pigeon from here. So once you're on the back, bring the right ankle to the left thigh. And then we'll pick up the left foot and draw it in, holding it with the hands, holding left shin or back of the thigh or the knee. You can move the ankles around a little bit. Try to also take the shoulders, the shoulder blades back and down, kind of flattening the shoulder blades on the mat. While you're here, soften the face. Soften the right eye, the left eye. Relax the temples and the forehead. Soften the jaw. And then continue to breathe with your awareness in the space that you're stretching. Let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. So what we're going to do is plant the left foot and extend the right leg up towards the sky and hold the right leg with the hands so fingers can interlace behind the leg. Left leg can straighten if that's comfortable or keep the foot flat. Move the right ankle around. And then once you can keep the foot flexed, just focus on pulling the leg in. Maybe bringing hands towards the calf if that works. Make sure you keep the shoulders relaxed so we don't build tension there since we've already released that space. And we're going to turn this into our single-legged reclining spinal twist here. So we can keep the leg straight or we can bend the knee, take the arms out to the sides, and let that leg come over to the left. Keep the right shoulder blade down, and then turn the head to the right. And we'll come back to the center, plant the right foot down, bring the left ankle on top of right thigh, and draw the right leg in. Holding right leg, left ankle might move around a little bit, and then we'll keep the foot flexed. And again, bringing your awareness to the space you're stretching. Deep, even breath. A few more breaths. And we'll release the right foot. Take the left leg up towards the sky, holding left leg with hands. Maybe some motion here in the foot and the ankle. Maybe extension of the right leg. Then we'll keep the left foot flexed for a moment. Focus on stretching the back of the leg. Drawing it in. Keep shoulders relaxed. We're almost ready to rest once we go through our spinal twist, and we're finding Shavasana after that. So about 3 more breaths here. And from here, we're taking our twist. So you could either keep the leg straight or bend it, take the arms out to the sides, let the leg come over to the right, let the left shoulder blade stay down, turn the head to face left. And we'll bring the leg back to center. Draw both of the legs in, give them a big squeeze, lift the head. And then we'll be releasing, taking the legs out, feet to the corners of the mat, arms resting alongside the body. Pull the shoulders in, flattening the shoulder blades on the mat, and then just relax the arms. Hands away from the body, palms up, fingers relaxed and soft. Toes away from each other, head resting. We're going to take 3 deep breaths, breathing in through the nose And exhale out through the mouth. And feel the whole body become heavier and releasing the body down. Do you need a blanket?
I'll just use this.
Okay, just in case. And then we'll do that again, breathing in through the nose and exhaling, softening as you breathe out. So once again, breathing in through the nose and softening as you let go. So continually feeling that specific sensation today of softening. See if you can soften the skin, all wrapped around the body. Make sure you get through the scalp, even the feet and the toes. And then see if you can soften the muscles wrapped all around the body. Even as the breath is just a gentle exhalation, now feel that softening. And then see if you can soften the organs. We're trying to get to all of them in that same exhalation. It's all wrapped around and inside the body. And then see if you can focus specifically on relaxing the eyes. And see if you can relax all the ligaments and the bones, the spaces in between them. See if you can relax the nerves. Now see if you can relax the sense of who you are. The one that you kind of experience on a day-to-day basis. So relax the identity, the one that you identify with daily in all your activities with different people and different places. There may be many, many identities wrapped up in that one. Soften all of them. See how your thoughts soften with them. How your emotions soften with them. To allow yourself to soften on every level possible so that you can come into touch with that truer divine nature that we all share. before you change anything, before you move or breathe differently, just envision that your entire body is a living organism filled with prana. And then see yourself as separate from that physical body. See yourself as inhabiting that physical body. And then inhabit it fully and let your consciousness spread throughout it. Now with that, start to deep breathe again. Allow your breath to be longer. Feeling completely present in the body. Start to give some motion now. You can bring your attention first to the hands and the feet and then bring some movement to them. Wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Maybe when you're ready, stretch the arms behind and find some length. Extending toes forward and arms reaching back. Then bringing the knees in, wrapping arms around them. You might roll to the side so that you could press up, or you might rock up to seated. And then we'll be sealing our practice. So this world seems completely upside down. And one of the major things that we can do as conscious beings who are living very intentionally and we take care of ourselves is to do our best to energetically take care of everybody. And so this is a major part of our practice. We do all of these things so that we can prepare ourselves to be of energetic use to the world. So we'll bring the palms together. May all beings be established in the true self. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be fulfilled. May all beings be blessed. Sarvesham svastir bhavatu. Sarvesham shantir bhavatu. Sarvesham purnam bhavatu. Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Samasta Sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. I honor the light in you that is the same light in me. Namaste.